Let's make some homemade butter.
Alright, the first thing you want to do is grab a large bowl, preferably one with tall sides. Then you're going to pour in the best possible cream that you can find, which this is not. Per the label, this does contain additives such as stabilizers. But since I had it on hand, we're going with it. And what better form of creativity is there than taking bad ingredients and making something tasty? Now this is about 1/4 cream and our only ingredient. Now you may be wondering, how does cream become butter? Butter is greasy and cream is not. Glad you asked. Cream contains mostly water, but it also contains 40% fat. There's actually different kinds of fat present in cream. Some fat molecules are hydrophobic, which means they don't want to mix with water. And then some fat molecules partially want to mix with water. The partially hydrophilic fat molecules surround the hydrophobic fat molecules, which gives the cream a homogeneous or uniform look. When we agitate or mix the cream, we're beating in air and we're breaking the fats out of the solution. This causes the fat to clump together, and this is what we call butter. Alright, enough food science. The fat is starting to clump together and break out of solution, which is exactly what we're looking for. As you see, the chunks are noticeably more yellow, and we have our first instance of buttermilk. Alright, I'm just going to keep mixing until I get a full separation of butter and buttermilk. Alright, we now have butter and we have perfectly good buttermilk as well. Grab a couple of mason jars and I'm going to pour the buttermilk into, that way we can store it for something else. Alright, for our chunk of butter, it's time to wash it. So I'm going to pour on some ice water or some cold water, and we're just going to wash it until the water runs clear. I'm going to go ahead and pour off my first water, and then I'm going to pour on some more clean water, and we're going to continue to wash the butter. There we go. I usually wash my butter about 3 or 4 times just to make sure all the buttermilk is gone, that way we won't go rancid. Alright, the butter is thoroughly washed. Now this is the stage you can add any additives you like salt or any herbs that you want to add. To store the butter, I'm just going to wrap it in parchment paper, and then I'm going to just tie it up with a little bit of jute cord.
I have a homemade scone here. I'm just going to take a little bit of the butter. Now that's a really good butter right there. Simply delicious.